I got a call last night, and now I think I'm losing my mind. Hey r/no sleep. I don't even know where to start with this. I'm typing this at 3 a.m., holed up in my bedroom with the door locked and every light in the house on. I haven't slept properly in days, and I'm starting to question what's real anymore. I need to get this off my chest, even if it's just to strangers on the internet. Maybe you guys can help me make sense of it or tell me I'm not crazy. It started a week ago. I was up late, scrolling through my phone when it rang. Unknown number, no caller ID. It was 1:47 a.m., which is weird enough because who calls that late? I almost didn't pick up, but curiosity got the better of me. I swiped to answer and said, "Hello?" There was a pause, just long enough to make my skin prickle. Then a voice, low, raspy, like they were trying to whisper but didn't quite manage it, said, "We're watching you." Click. They hung up. I sat there, staring at my phone, heart thudding. My first thought was that it was a prank. You know, some bored teenager messing around, or maybe a wrong number. I tried calling back, but it went straight to a generic voicemail. I blocked the number and went to bed, laughing it off. But I couldn't shake this uneasy feeling, like someone was standing just outside my window. The next day, things got weird. I live alone in a small apartment, and I'm kind of a neat freak, so I notice when stuff's out of place. When I got home from work, my coffee mug, the one I always leave in the sink, was on the counter. Not a big deal, right? I could have forgotten I moved it. But then I noticed my TV remote was on the couch instead of the coffee table, and one of my kitchen chairs was turned slightly, like someone had sat in it and didn't push it back in. I checked the doors and windows. Everything was locked, no signs of a break-in. I told myself I was being paranoid, but I double-checked the locks before bed. That night, I woke up to the sound of my living room light flickering. You know that faint buzz a bulb makes when it's about to die? It was like that, but louder, almost rhythmic. I grabbed my phone and crept out to check. The light was on, flickering like crazy, and then it just stopped. Went back to normal. I unplugged every lamp in the house and slept with a kitchen knife under my pillow. By day 3, I was jumpy as hell. I started noticing people watching me. Not blatantly, but subtle. A guy in a gray hoodie stood across the street from my apartment, staring at his phone. But every time I looked, he glanced up at me. I saw him twice in one day, which felt like too much of a coincidence. Then, at the grocery store, a woman in a red scarf kept showing up in the same aisles as me. She didn't have a cart or a basket, just wandered, always a few feet behind me. When I made eye contact, she smiled this tight, fake smile and walked away. I tried to brush it off, but the phone calls kept coming. Different numbers every time, always late at night. Sometimes it was just silence, heavy breathing, or static. Once a woman's voice whispered, "You can't hide." I stopped answering, but the calls didn't stop. My voicemail filled up with empty messages, just faint static and what sounded like distant voices murmuring something I couldn't make out. I started digging, trying to figure out if this was connected to me somehow. I'm not exactly a saint, but I don't have enemies. At least, I didn't think I did. I grew up in a small town, had a normal childhood, or so I thought. But as I racked my brain, I kept circling back to something I hadn't thought about in years. My mom. My mom died when I was 15, and I don't talk about it much. She was troubled. She'd have these episodes where she'd lock herself in her room for days, muttering about the Watcher. We can't show the full story in this short video. To watch the complete story, please click the link in the description.